Hey guys, Lathander here. Today I'm going to take some time to talk about Mass Effect 3, specifically the multiplayer. I don't feel the need to spend time talking about something that 95% of the gaming community already knows and agrees with, that the ending for Mass Effect 3, and thereby the entire Mass Effect series, was pretty terrible. I find myself holding out some hope for a real ending being dropped in DLC form, preferably free DLC at that, since BioWare has announced that while they haven't made a decision as of yet, they are talking about possibly giving us a real ending to replace the RGB ending that they gave us. That's all I'm going to be saying about the single player campaign. The focus of this video is multiplayer and what my feelings regarding the different elements of the multiplayer experience are. I'll be talking about what I consider to be the strengths and weaknesses in multiplayer and explaining why I feel that way. As with my last video, this is all personal opinion and should be taken as such. You may agree with me, you may disagree, that's fine. Just understand that it's opinion. The best thing about Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is undeniably the fact that for the first time, we, the players, have been given the ability to take on the role of someone other than Commander Shepard. Now don't get me wrong, I think Shepard's amazing, but you can't tell me you've never once wished for the chance to smash a Cerberus soldier's skull in with your head, like the unstoppable force that is Krogan, to turn Geth against Geth with the technical ingenuity of a Quarian, to decimate the field with the unmatched biotic power of the Asari, or to suffer the pain of Keppel syndrome like the Drell. Too soon? Yeah, sorry Thane, low blow. I know this has been something that I've wanted since my second playthrough of the first Mass Effect. While we don't have the freedom to experience the campaign from a perspective of anyone other than Commander Shepard, we instead get to play as normal soldiers fighting for their lives against near insurmountable odds elsewhere in the galaxy. If nothing else, it's a nice change of pace. That was the best, now for the worst. As I see it, the worst thing about Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is the utter lack of ingenuity. There's nothing new, it's everything we've already done before. The only thing that sets the multiplayer missions apart from everything we've been doing up to this point is the fact that you're now doing it with 3 other people. But compare it to, say, Space Marine, and tell me how the survival mode of that differs from Mass Effect 3's multiplayer, ignoring, of course, the blatantly obvious. Sure, we get to play as our choice of Quarian, Asari, Turian, Drell, Krogan, Salarian, and Human, but ultimately all this is the illusion of something new. With the exception of the Krogan and the rage mechanic, it's a case of same old, same old. All we're doing is killing wave after wave of increasingly more challenging enemies. It's a third-person shooter survival game. It's the single-player campaign with none of the story elements. Level up, spend your skills, jump in, use abilities, take cover, and kill things. Rinse and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. I think you get the picture. That's not to say, however, that because there's nothing new being given to us, or that it's repetitive, that it's inherently bad. Not at all. In this way, we've been given something that's familiar. We don't need to take the time to learn a new game, since nothing's changed. All we have to do is choose a character, choose a loadout, and dive right in without a second thought. Multiplayer isn't meant to be a replacement for the single-player campaign. It's meant to be something to do while we take a break from saving the galaxy from the increasingly imminent threat of the Reapers. I have to say, this is something the multiplayer does very well. I personally have wasted countless hours playing, and now that I think about it, I think I've spent more time playing the multiplayer than I have the single-player campaign. Sprint, dodge, activate, and cover. Now this is an issue that is not multiplayer specific. Why in the balls are all 4 of these the same button? Not only does it make it unbelievably challenging to revive a teammate who's down near a wall or other form of cover, but it makes running away a chore as well. I'm just gonna run past this here wall. Nope, Chuck Testa! The Drell Adept's Reeve has got to be the most obnoxious thing in the game. By far. This skill provides a damage reduction to the Adept and applies a damage over time to the enemy, which is really nice. While this is going on, however, the Adept and the rest of the team get to listen to a sound that's going to haunt me for years to come. I'm going to be quiet for a few seconds and turn the in-game volume up to normal so you guys can get a feel for what I'm talking about. Sound OP, BioWare please nerf. If you can get past these issues, the game is a lot of fun. The built-in voice chat makes communicating a breeze, though I would have liked to see some text chat options, at least for the PC users. You know, those folks who don't have mics or don't feel comfortable using them. Oh my god, a female on the internet, that's impossible. Aside from these points and a few balance issues, here's looking at you, Quarian Infiltrator and Human Vanguard, I think the multiplayer is amazingly good fun. I wouldn't recommend buying Mass Effect 3 for the multiplayer alone, mind you, but if EA were to, say, open a purchase option for multiplayer specifically, I'd say jump on it in a heartbeat. That's my 2 cents on Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to rate and leave a comment below. If you want to see more in the future, subscribe above. I always welcome feedback, and if you guys have any specific requests, feel free to leave some suggestions. I can't guarantee, due to a full work schedule, finances, and life in general, that I'll be able to do it, but I'll give it a shot. I've set up a Facebook account for myself that I can keep separate from my personal account. I'll be using it for gaming-related updates and the like. I also have a Twitter account set up, but I probably won't be using it very much for the time being, considering I have no followers yet. I'll leave the information for both in the description below. While you're at it, a friend of mine was nice enough to shamelessly advertise me in one of his videos, so I figured I'd do the same for him. Check out Kenio's channel. He does all sorts of things from gameplay to unboxings. I'll leave a link in the description below. I almost forgot. I'm planning on doing some Guild Wars 2 related content in the future. I'm going to be pre-purchasing on April 10th, and therefore will have access to open beta events. I expect to play a lot of Guild Wars 2 when it finally releases, and I'm hoping to be able to do some dub-v-dub videos as well as dungeon runs and the like. If this is something that interests you, please feel free to make some suggestions regarding content you'd like to see. The only thing I won't be touching in the betas is going to be the Char and the Engineer. Those are going to be my choice of race class combinations for launch, so I want to avoid running any content that might spoil it for me. Thanks again, guys. Lathander out.